Good morning, everyone. Today, we will be discussing on the topic organization achieving increased competitiveness, productivity, profitability by using technological innovation and adapting creating creative technologies. This is the third access session of for OR2. I would like to ask our students to start with their introduction and start debate.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sunshine Rai, and my UN ID is 194367338.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sutiksha Tuladar, and my student ID is 194367336.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Isha Pokhrel, and my UN ID is 19436734.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wanjila Khanal, and my UN ID is 194367445.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ganesh Tangal, and my UNID is 19436741.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Drishti Kesi, and my student ID is 194367443.
Okay, so I would like to give a brief introduction to today's topic for the SLS, that is organizations achieving increased competitiveness, productivity, profitability by using technological innovation and adapting creative technologies. So increasing competition due to the liberalization of world trade has led to the production of goods and services according to new needs arising in the global market. So obtaining an advantageous position in this global competitive environment depends on determining right strategies and creating different values. So dynamic market structure, differing market conditions, and the existence of innovative competitors make competition even more intense. So nowadays, objectives such as increasing productivity and profitability, gaining new markets, and improving existing market shares are reached through innovation activities. Therefore, so companies exert themselves to develop innovative skills, gain sustainable abilities, and upgrade their performances. In this context, with the advancement of digitalized technological world, innovation and creativity has been one of the essential elements of competitive advantage. So new goods and services must be produced in new ways, and by adapting the inside and outside applications to the new developed methods, the organizational processes must be restructured. And not only to produce new goods and services, it is also important to manage it as a process. So for determination of innovation performance, it is significant to address all the factors affecting the innovation management process with a holistic approach. So in the global competitive environment, organizational and managerial innovations are also keys to success for companies, while technology and research and development activities significantly influence the organizational structure and culture. Right innovation and management also provides a competitive advantage.
Creativity and innovation are critical for the growth of the organization and performance of the organizations. Then the new question comes into the force. What exactly does we mean by the term creativity and innovation? Our intuitive conception of creativity holds that it involves production of new ideas. However, creativity is not simply a matter of idea production, although this may be an important influence on creativity. Rather, creativity is defined as the production of high quality, original, and elegant solutions to the problems. Rather, the straightforward definition of creativity has five noteworthy implications. First, creativity is a form of performance, something that individual or group does. Thus, creativity should not be confused with the many variables. For example, personality, motivation, and expertise that influence the production of original, high quality, and elegant problem solutions. Second, creative work as an outcome of problem solving is ultimately a product of human cognition. Thus, creativity involves examining cognitive production activity that may be influenced by other variables. Third, creativity as a problem solving. It is typically viewed as a form of high-level cognition. This is in contrast to simpler automatic cognitive activities such as recognition and recall is commonly considered to be demanding. Fourth, creativity as a form of high-level cognition. People make a conscious decision as to whether they are willing to invest in scarce resources in gathering a creative problem solution. Fifth, creativity is made in a definition with respect to the level at which problem solving may occur. In fact, it may occur at the individual, group, or organization levels. When creativity is viewed as a form of high-level cognition, resulting in the production of original, high-quality, and elegant problem solution. A new question then arises: what kind of problems calls for creative thoughts? Mumford and Gustafson 2007 have argued that creative thoughts is called by problems that are novel, complex, and ill-defined in the sense that they can be constructed and solved in multiple ways. Mumford 2011.
Here, I'd like to briefly talk about what creative technologies is all about. While there is no doubt that technology has always been present in the creative industries, its accelerated use has disrupted almost every aspect of our life. In today's day and age, when technology is disrupting the traditional business models and how things used to operate, companies have been increasingly dependent on innovation and creativity to stay competitive in the market. Creative technology has been defined as the blending of knowledge across multiple disciplines to create new experiences or products that meet end user and organizational needs. A more specific conceptualization describes it as a combination of information, holographic systems, sensors, audio technologies, image, and video technologies, among others, with artistic practices and methods. The central characteristic is defined as an ability to do things better. Creative technologies facilities may be organized as arts, research or job development entities, such as the UK's Foundation of Art and Creative Technology, which has presented hundreds of new media and digital networks around the world. Marketers and advertisers are also looking toward the power of creative technology to re-engage customers. The UK's Marketing Agency Association is promoting creative technology as a way to build a more connected and personalized engagement with prospective customers, which launched a creative technology initiatives in early 2015. Many advertising agencies and other businesses have begun to create internal labs for research in creative technologies. For example, Unilever created its Foundry project as a way for the company to embrace the mentality of hacking, deploying, and scaling. They share their discoveries and view the lab as a way to incorporate technology into the company, drive experimentation, and engage with strategic partners. Creative technologists are primarily technology focused individuals who develop information technology solutions for digital innovation projects. They collaborate with production and marketing departments, design software prototypes, and enhance digital user experiences.
Today's world has a technology economy which is different from the previous economy because of the globalization and rapid changes occurring in the technology industry. And monitoring changes in technology is of strategic importance for increasing the business of a company and to analyze and monitor the current situation, says Kortnick 2011. And the technology is seen as means to achieve a competitive advantage and to identify and locate promising niche market. Also, technology is one of the most important elements that enable company to obtain significant revenue in the competitive environment. And even when a company dominates the market by virtue of its technological advantages, it should continue to develop the technology in order to continue to provide the dominant products or services by adopting technological changes in the environment. So therefore, companies that are competitive in technologies that are in competitive environment require the development of new products or services, which must constantly gather information about new technologies. And the role of technology as a source of building competitive, competitive advantage is important not only in manufacturing product industry, but also in service. Service are located in the center of economic activity, and companies are closely linked with other sectors of the economy as well. So the exponential growth of service at the international level not only intensify the competition but also represents a challenge. So advances in the information technology has reduced product life and opened new possibilities for managing services. And moreover, the nature of business today requires companies to build relationship with customers and partners, and using technology to deliver services instantly. Also, researchers like Kenya 2013 and Novre and Silva 2014 state that that business using internet, which is technology to conduct business, have a higher revenue, and therefore suggest businesses to adopt social networking as a source of um, communication channel and as a marketing tool. The marketing tool, social media, internet should be used as a marketing tool was suggested by Choban and others in 2015 and Node and others in 2014. And because it allows communicating and building relationship with customers and partners and creating the competitive advantage. And advancement of technology has directly influenced the growth and importance of the service in terms of self-service offering, as well as component products and serving packages. And service have become a factor that helps primary industry in achieving global competitiveness. And information technologies are at the heart of technological change in the service sector, states many researchers states.
Innovation is defined as conversion of science and technology to economic and social utility, and it expresses the transformation of an idea into a marketable product and service, or a developed production or distribution method. It is also it also includes the new or already developed product, service, or method which emerges as a result of this transformation process. Currently, the impact of technological innovation perceived is greater, and it sets the future business development. It is considered as the process for dealing with and resolving problems, mainly focused on the market and its various agents. It also involves the exchange of tactic and explicit knowledge, which facilitates learning from different approaches. Um, According to Cameco in 2008, today the business growth requires a factor such as technological innovation that allows the creation and development of production and technological capabilities to look for new products and promote their national and international competitiveness. Also, to maintain their level of business competitiveness, um, ensure the diversification of trade in the product to improve the basic infrastructure, it is essential that entrepreneurs constantly innovate their manufacturing and administrative processes as well as the proper use and application of manpower. Um, a key to a key to improve the index factor of business productivity is the technology used in production processes as well as the combination of technology workforce that is reflected in production volumes, which are obtained with better prices in the market. The technological innovation is the set of technical, industrial, and commercial stages which lead to launch manufactured goods as well as the commercial use of new technical processes. All these aspects are a driving force behind a company towards long-term goal as well as the renewal of industrial structures and the emergence of new sectors of economic activity.
Research, development, and innovations plays an important role in import of emerging and middle income economics to move up global value chain, escape the middle income trap, and move towards knowledge-based economy. Technology have been described as the known uh, current known way of converting resources into output desired by the economy. It appears either in its spiritual form, such as new blueprint, scientific result, new organizational method, or expressed in a new product, advance in a design and quality of new vintage of a capital goods and intermediate inputs. Innovation is defined by the Oslo Manual as the implementation of new or significantly improved product, good or services or processes, a new marketing method or a new organization method in a business practices, workplace organization or external relation. Many SMEs are likely to be characterized by the use of traditional technologies, limited technical skills, and lack of information about market and new technologies. ADB 2019, among the key frames specific factors driving innovation, the literature has emphasized the role of size, age, expenditure on research and development. Hell and Mohohin 2010 imperial studies on the determinants of innovation have found that smaller frame have a lower propensity to innovate than larger ones. SMEs might ini, innovation activities but find it difficult to carry them through on their own. Knowledge spin over from other frames and universities are important for the development of innovative enterprises. Supportive policies and institutions adapt to the need of SMEs may strengthen their abilities to get innovative with innovation. Public policy can enhance innovation through measures to promote cooperation between frames and university can do so many promoting collaboration tools, developing necessary infrastructure, and using capacity building initiative package and support schemes with commercialization of output. Government can also use direct financial instruments to promote innovation or provide innovation vouchers to allow SMEs to benefit from specialized service provider. Policymakers could also play a central role in developing an economy system approach, involving a variety of players.
Mm. Talking about technological innovation and organization performance, technological innovation is an extended concept of innovation. While innovation is a rather well-defined concept, it has a broad meaning to many people, and especially a numerous understanding in the academic and business world. According to Damonpour and Ivan, technological innovation refers to the implementation of an idea of a new product or a new service, or the introduction of new element in an organization's production process or service operation. Innovation refers to adding extra steps of developing new services and products in the marketplace or in the public that fulfill unaddressed needs or solve problems that were not in the past. Technological innovation, however, focuses on the technological aspects of the products or service rather than covering the entire organization business model. In the modern business world, technological innovation has become a central focus of top management in various organizations. It helps firm to produce a variety of new products and services that in turn are important for high performance and profits. On the other hand, having no or less technological innovation can decrease firms to effectively increase their sales growth. Technological innovation is one of the driving and fundamental instruments of growth strategies as well. According to Azbuke in 2013, technological innovation is broadly seen as an essential component of competitiveness embedded in organization structures, processes, products, and service within a firm. Miller 2001 and Patel and Pavitt in 1997, they stated that most firms seek technological innovation to gain competitive advantage in the market. The ability of firm to increase their productivity while upgrading their technological and innovation capacity is regarded as the important determinant of competitiveness. Technological innovation influences organizational populations profoundly by disrupting markets, changing the relative importance of resources, challenging organizational learning capabilities, and altering the basis of competition. Supporting counters characteristics of technological innovation as a process of creating destruction. Research done by Tishman and Anderson in 1986 supports the idea that technologies evolves over time through cycles of long periods of incremental change, which enhance and institutionalize an existing technology, punctuated by technological discontinuities in which new radically superior technologies displace old inferior ones, making a possible order of magnitude or more improvements in organizational performance.
Yes, I totally agree with what has been just said by her. So, and I would further like to add a point regarding what she just mentioned about being a competitive advantage, or like it's good for the innovation leads to good competitive advantage, because to be able to survive in a competitive market, companies have to follow closely and adopt innovations, or have to be innovative themselves. And only the companies offering innovation can achieve competitive advantage. So while the need for differentiation in the environment of competition intensifies innovation efforts, each innovation becomes harder. So in short, competition and innovation influence each other. So competition is a drive for innovation initiatives. And according to Porter, obtaining advantage by cheap labor or scale economies, it remains in the past. So today, the most important variable is the innovation. Modern international trade theories are based on the country's capacity to innovate and innovation investments. So the ones who can develop new ways for production or distribution, or who can bring new products, become the winner. Taken and others in 2003 have also said that companies reduce their costs, increase their productivity through innovation, and differentiate in the market. So innovation is an important variable for productivity, cost reduction, and growth in general. So the competitive advantage obtained by innovation results in increase in employment and income and welfare gains, which contributes to profitability. So innovation delivers to achieve competitive advantage and to keep it in the long term. So Giles and Bulbul in 2004 have said that by increasing productivity and profit margin, growth is achieved in the company. So it also mediates to increase the satisfaction of key elements within the business, and also it increases the benefits to be provided. So the competitive environment promotes innovation, and the expanded markets cause pressure over companies to search for new sources every time, because creating the new has become now a necessity in order to sustain in the market and put an impact on it. And then so like providing advantage over competitors in a dynamic market structure is only possible by creating new values and by adapting new technology. So while productivity and profitability is increased, Tekin and CISEC in 2005 have said that in order to sustain the competitive advantage, global strategies should be formulated and implemented. Davila and others in 2006 have said that innovative companies have to adopt the 7 innovation rules in order to gain benefits from the innovation process. That are, it is the first one is to form a strong leadership on innovation strategy and portfolio decisions. Then it's integrate innovation to companies' business mentality. Then it is to decide the amount and type of innovation compatible with the company business. And then the next would be to manage the relation between creativity and value capture. And then the other one would be neutralize organizational antibodies. And then it would be recognize knowledge and people network as the basic unit for the inside and the outside of the organization to create the metrics and rewards.
I will be talking on technological innovation. According to Event, technological innovation refers to the implementation of an idea for a new product or services, or the introduction of a new element in an organization's production process or services operation. In the modern business world, TI has become a central focus of top management in various organizations. It is argued that in a turbulent market, those frames succeed that have a modern technology used for product and services. In strategic management literature, mainly from an RBV perspective, a frame with a unique resources and capabilities can achieve a sustainable competitive position in a turbulent market. Man outperformer perform its closed competitors and industry revivals. Uh, TI helps frames to produce a variety of new products and services that in turn are important for high performance and profit. In a turbulent market, those frames become leaders of a market and gain high profitability, which has high informational technological capabilities. Particularly in emerging market, a frame goal of a high profit can be gained through TI. TI is not only feasible in a particular industry, but various sectors such as manufacturing and service in increase their performance by adopting TI compared to a non-technological innovation. TI has a more significant influence on frame performance and success. TI is considered an important driver that significantly contributes to the frame performance.
Technology affects competitive advantage as it has a significant role in determining the um, cost, relative cost position or differentiation. Since technology is embodied in every value activity and is involved in achieving linkages among activities, it can be a very powerful effect on both cost and differentiation. Technology will affect cost or differentiation if it influences the cost driver or drivers of uniqueness of value activities. The technology that can be employed in a value activity can be a result of other drivers such as scale, timing, or interrelationships. For example, scale allows high speed automatic assembly equipment, while early timing allows some electric utilities to harness hydropower while sites are available. In these instances, technology is not the source of competitive advantage, but rather an outcome of other advantages. However, the technology employed in a value activity is frequently itself a driver when it reflects a policy choice made independently of other drivers. A firm that can discover a better technology for performing an activity than its competitors thus gains competitive advantage. Um, in addition to affecting cost or differentiation in its own right, technology affects competitive advantage through changing or influencing the other drivers of cost or uniqueness. Technological development can raise or lower scale economies, make interrelationships possible where they were not before, create the opportunities for advantages in timing, and influence nearly any other drivers of cost or uniqueness. Thus, a firm can use technological development to alter drivers in a way that favors it, or to be the first and perhaps the only firm to exploit a particular driver. A good example of the role of technology in altering relative cost position are underway in the aluminum industry and in the aluminum industry. The dramatic rise in energy costs has made power the largest single cost in aluminum smelting and transformed a number of firms into high cost producers because of the cost of their power. The great majority of Japanese aluminum smelters fall into this category. For example, to deal with the problem, Japanese firms have worked actively on carbothermic reduction, a breakthrough technology that dramatically lowers power consumption in got without the intermediate aluminum extra step. Here, a new technology is itself a policy cost driver. Carbothermic reduction would also reduce the importance of location and institutional factors as cost drivers by reducing power consumption, because location and government pricing policies for power strongly influence electricity costs. Um, the role of technology in differentiation is illustrated by Federal Express, who, who reconfigured the value chain in small parcel delivery and achieved faster and more reliable delivery. The new technology employed in Federal Express's value chain were policy choices, but also had the effect on increasing scale economies and creating a first mover advantage. Thus Federal Express has gained a large market. The cost of matching its differentiation has become very high for its competitors. This example also demonstrates that the major technological development need is not to involve scientific breakthrough or even technologies that were not widely available previously, Mundane changes in the way a firm performs activities or combines available technology can underline competitive advantage as well.
Yeah, one of the ways to increase competitiveness is to act and increase the productivity, which can be achieved through technology. And it should also be noted that competitiveness and productivity are complementary concepts. And for competitiveness, productivity is a necessary solely base, as stated by Buckley and others in 1998. And besides that, Loretti and Viveni 2011, the increase in productivity is a condition for increase in profitability. And in a company level, the increase in productivity reflects in the improvement of competitiveness. Therefore, productivity directly impacts competitiveness state, as as stated by Elon 1985. And in addition to productivity, business competitiveness depends on profitability, on the competitive position, on participation in internal and external market, on the intercompany relations, and also on the sector or industry it operates in, and lastly mm, on the regional infrastructure as a whole. And in fact, productivity is an element that significantly impacts competitiveness at the company level, and being considered one of the measures of competitive performance. So the productivity analysis or measurement is a technique used to evaluate performance and contributes to the search for improvement alternatives, as stated by Bornia 2002. And the efficient frontier can be constructed to characterize a degree of efficiency of production process that use inputs to generate outputs, and considering the same input source, inefficiency is indicated by lower level of output system, and this is also stated by Bornia 2002. The measure of productivity of a company are related to the productive process, and being this way, the failure in the production when they are corrected in time avoids damage and the productivity. So therefore, increase in productivity of a company requires effort to identify and analyze inefficient resources, and to act in a sense of cutting unnecessary expenditures, and increase the economic and financial result of the company. The example of Zara company can relate to this statement, because the Zara company have developed a process involving technology that enables them to respond quickly to the market demands, and establishing a innovative manufacturing process that optimizes their response time to the market demands. The company only produce 15 to 25% of the clothes before season, and 50 to 60% during the season. However, the remainder of the products are produced during the season, responding to the customer demands, which allows them to stay ahead of the curve on the market. And this process innovation allows Zara to be market responsive, and solidify its top position among the fashion brands. And also the process innovation allows the company to um, be market responsive and give them a top position among the high street brands, and it is definitely one of the most highlighted management examples of innovation. Also, in highly productive organization, it is possible to conclude that there is correlation between productivity and competitive advantage. Although this definition is universally accepted some of the literature, so that there are several alternative measures of productivity depending on the purpose of analysis. Um, um, uh, um, the objective of productivity measurement, as included by OECD of 2001, they say they can be measured through the trace of technological change, identifying technological change, identifying real cost saving in production, and identify inefficiencies, and lastly, assessing the standards of living.
Agreeing to what my friend just talked about innovation and competitiveness, and adding more on technological innovation and competitiveness. Innovation is one of the key factors for growing business to increase competitiveness that businesses can include it in their strategic planning process. It can help them to improve their productivity, reduce cost, and become more profitable, because small and mid-sized companies usually are not as capable for benefiting from economics of scale to the same extent that big companies can. The ability to innovate becomes even more important for them. For small and medium-sized organizations, innovation isn't usually anyone's only job. In the company where no one is solely responsible for it, innovation may not be treated as the top priority. Another reason why smaller businesses may decide not to prioritize innovation is that they often have fewer resources at their disposal compared to large corporations with separate innovation units and labs. Companies that are able to make innovation continuous practice by integrating it into the actual ways of working have a much better chance of succeeding now and in the future. Although aligning innovation with organizations' structure might not be the easiest task, paying attention to these aspects can help making innovation a part of business strategy and ways of working. So first is choosing the goals. Integrating innovation with strategy and processes begins with defining organizations' long-term goals and breaking them into smaller ones. Once companies knows what they want to achieve in the long run, it's a lot easier to align their short-term innovation goals to support that vision. Secondly, companies should build their processes to make things run smoothly. In practice, continuous and continuous integration to ways of working is the key element. The best way to do that is to build processes for managing ideas. A proper idea management process should include all the phases of idea generation to the development and execution. It should support the existing businesses, processes, and only focus on what's essential. Third one is measuring innovation systematically. The best ways to encourage desired behavior is to measure it. Organizations should select a few supporting metrics on the company and the individual level. Aligning companies' innovation metrics with the big picture is one of the best ways to ensure that they are actually doing enough of the right things, as opposed to occasional innovation campaigns. Constantly measure their progress with progress will help make innovation in a continuous practice. And at last, companies should put the right tool in the right place. Using the right tools helps in managing innovation. When companies knows what they want to achieve and they have a clear process for it, to be able to effectively gather and develop new ideas, think about whether their existing tools can help them to achieve their goals. If not, organizations should look for a suitable solution that meets their requirement. Millilia 2016 stated companies should focus on making the pro-innovation culture in order to get advantage through innovation in the organization.
Now I'd like to talk about how organizations achieve increase productivity and profitability by adopting creative technologies. We live in a global world where technology, especially information and communication technology, is changing the manner in which businesses are created and how they capture value, how and sorry. We live in a global world where technology, especially information and communication technology, is changing the manner in which businesses create and capture value, how and where we work, and how we interact and communicate with people. Obtaining an advantageous position in the global competitive environment depends on determining right strategies and creating different values. Dynamic market structure, differing market condition, and the existence of innovative competitors make competition even more intense. Darely in 2015 highlighted that nowadays objectives such as increasing productivity and profitability, gaining new markets, and improving existing market shares are reached through innovation activities. Therefore, companies exert themselves to develop innovative skills, gain sustainable abilities, and upgrade their performance. New goods and services must be produced in new ways. And by adopting the inside and outside application to the new developed methods, the organization processes must be restructured. For determination of innovation performance, it is very significant to address all the factors affecting the innovation management process with a holistic approach. Let's consider five technologies that are transforming the very foundation of global business and the organization that drive it. Those five technologies are cloud and mobile computing, big data and machine learning, sensors and intelligent manufacturing, advanced robots and drones, and clean energy technologies. These technologies are not just helping people to do things better and faster, but they're enabling profound changes in the way the work is done in an organization. As Murray in 2015 contains, together these innovations are hurtling at us towards a new industrial revolution. From an organizational perspective, managers encourage innovation because of the value it can capture. Innovative employees increase productivity by creating and executing new processes, which in turn may increase competitive advantage and provide meaningful differentiation. Innovative organizations are inherently more adaptable to the external environment. This allows them to react faster and more effectively to avoid risk and capture opportunities. Innovation is the realization of profits from ideas that are new to organizations. The essence is not in possession, but in realization of profitable ideas. As per Rezodic in 2011, we should not forget that innovation in the company always allows and always results in improved competitiveness, and competitive advantage directly leads to increasing profits.
Most of the increases in human living standards have come not from working more hours and not from using more capital or other resources, but from improved productivity. That is, increase in the efficiency of production as defined by ratio of output to input. In turn, productivity growth comes from new technologies and new technologies of production and distribution. In the mid 1990s, the rate of productivity growth in industries significantly increased in the United States, led by the IT producing sectors as well as IT using sectors, a change attributed in part to improvements in the nature and use of IT. The use of technology is traditionally the most common way to improve productivity since it allows to reduce the time of completion of tasks, consumption of raw materials, etc. In case of ICT, they tend to fundamentally affect internal management process. Another hypothesis is that the reported slowdown in productivity growth in the IT producing and IT using sectors is temporary. Bryan and Hitt found evidence that the productivity benefits of large enterprises systems took up to 7 years to be fully realized, as a significant organizational process and changes were typically required to make full use of accompanying um, software and hardware investments. The diffusion and adaptation of technologies is time and resource intensive and requires much experimentation with failures and variable time lags along the way. Building on work by Paul David, Severson discussed the slowdown in productivity growth in the historical context of IT, of the production process at the end of the 19th century. He argues that the impact of IT on productivity came in two distinct waves. The first wave arrived quickly and reflected the adoption of IT within the existing organizational production. The second wave, delayed by a few decades, reflected new ways of organizing production around this new technology. Achieving the full productivity benefits and impacts of new technology can take decades and may require complementary co-inventions of new business practices, infrastructures, and so on, which can dramatically influence the size and distribution of gains from technology and the nature of its other effects.
It is impossible to deny the importance of technology as an element that improves a company's productivity. In highly competitive environment, managers are required to use the optimal technology for their company. Julian to 1995, in order to determine which optimal technology is best, the company must study its production process. Therefore, introducing the most appropriate technology, it should be able to reduce cost and increase quality. Through technology, the company creates value. Gambardella 2013, as well as the capacity for development, specialization, and competitive advantage. Nihil 2014, therefore, technology is a key resources in maintaining the competitive level of a company. Moreover, in the case of a small business and those linked to the land, as it is case of in the case of vineyards, they do not have the option of changing location easily as other kind of fame do. In order to lower unit cost, therefore it must maintain efficiency by investing in technology and improving operation. The importance of technology resources have been linked to business performance and studies by several authors finding a positive relationship between variables. For example, technology is an important source of competitive advantage for hotels. Law and Jogar Jogurtnam, Jogurtnam 2015, technology innovation enhance services quality, improve employee productivity, and reduce operational cost. Especially front desk technologies enable employees to access large amount of customer information, integrate the information for effective delivery of services to customer while saving both the operational time and expense. With an effective front desk technologies, hotel customer have both more timely and more effective customized service experience. Historically, many hotels have lagged behind other services and manufacturing industry in technology application. Hotel technology have has only recently been tested as a strategic decision. However, in today's hotel business environment, the service technologies have become pervasive as a routine part of daily operation for quality service and effective operation. Virtually all the hotel corporation require front desk employees to use a technological system when they serve guests for processing check-in and check-out, assigning a room, issuing a key, and acquiring guest information. To effectively accomplish in this task while stimulatingly welcoming our guest, and effective technology implementation is a crucial factor for the success of hotel management.
Yes, so what has been talked till now is innovation, technological innovation, competitive advantage, and creative technology, and these topic individually and interrelatedly. So now I would like to kind of agree to everything that has been said and attach it together to say that there's a relationship in this with the creative industries, and it's connected to technological innovation, and then this is connected to sustaining and gaining a competitive advantage in the market. So the creative industries are now big businesses that hardly need any emphasis. So there have been numerous recent efforts to quantify this intuition by measuring their economic contributions, and there is a highly competitive race for leadership, especially in this domain for creative industries. So who can come up with better creativity and how it's going to benefit their target market. So the potential payoffs from success in the near and long-term futures are enormous. Billion-dollar industries, valuable exports, thriving communities that attract the best and the brightest, enrich cultural experiences for individuals and communities, and opportunities for global cultural visibility and influence. So globally available cultural products serve as a kind of a social currency in an increasingly fractured and fractious world. So to that extent, the reach and robustness of of a company's creative practices can constitute a form of global leadership, and it also provides valuable visibility and branding. So some companies depend exclusively, almost exclusively, on technological innovation itself. They just wait for some kind of innovation in the technology that can bring an impact to their market. But many times competitors quickly match technological innovations. When that occurs, the technology investment creates huge competitive churn, but little or no competitive advantage. So in recent times, some companies have found it difficult to keep a well-stocked pipeline of technology innovations. Many pharmaceutical companies have seen skyrocketing costs for discovery, development, and commercialization of new drugs. At the same time, the number of new drugs are actually reaching market has plummeted, but in other industries, technology change is still critical. So having that creative factor and be in a creative industry, it's really important to while pursuing technological innovation, it is also important to strategize and see if that matches with the business that the company has, and whether it is able to gain competitive advantage for the company.
And several researchers argue that innovation alone is not sufficient for increasing profitability. For example, SAGE 2001, and because productivity is interrelated with innovation and competitiveness. However, Van Ark 1995 argues it is one of the most important determinants of competitiveness in the firm, and the promising world of globalization alone cannot be satisfied by the firms due to lack of financial funding, that then the innovation can no longer be perceived as a way to improve a business performances. And contrary, some business sorry in contrary, some businesses, sustainability through technological innovation, either from social networking context or computerized record or online marketing can be achieved through the firm's only when the firm's survivability can be secured. And with the rapid changing world of internet and its impact on firms, especially on MNCs, the fight to sustain business is more crucial than business growth or profitability. And it also it is argued by Nusser 2003 that once business's survival rate is improved, then business performance will easily be maintained rather than focusing on business growth. But its core issue in business cycle um, um, to progress is neglected. And on the other hand, mm, there are also research finding that do not support the establishment of innovation in businesses, um, especially in MNC's growth. Um, and Kenya 2013, according to the researchers, it is due to the reason that innovation significantly assists business to improve business performance, growth, and profitability, but it should also facilitate in terms of business survivability. And however, I contrast to this by saying improved business productivity and profitability automatically facilitates competitiveness and survivability in the long run.
Now I am going to talk about how disruptive technologies are shaping the production. Business leaders and policymakers must keep track of a vast range of technologies and philosophies impacting production systems today. The business model and ways of doing business has been driven by the technological development. Some of the innovation which has made impact on businesses and has capability of changing the businesses drastically. The innovation which has capability of making huge impact on businesses are Internet of Things. Internet of Things is often presented as a revolution, but it is actually a evolution of modern technologies development. Operations and automation technologies are now blending with sensor, the cloud, and connectivity devices of the information technology. Industry Information Handling Service projects the number of device connected to IoT is to be grown almost 80 billion by 2025, up from 17 billion today. The immediate opportunities for producers are in small enterprise control, assets performance management in real time, and smart and connected products and services. Cybersecurity challenges are hindering producers from embracing IoT on the factory floor and in their supply chains, with 85% of assets still unconnected. Secondly, the second innovation which can change the businesses as a whole is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence enables producers to make sense of the overwhelming data that their factories, operations, and customers generate, and to transform that data into meaningful decisions. Today, 70% of captured production data goes unused. Applying AI to the connectivity of IoT, producers are able to arrange and streamline business processes from desktops to machines, across department walls to tiers of suppliers. The most promising immediate opportunities for applying AI in production system are in quality management, predictive maintenance, and supply chain optimization. AI-enabled products will be a game changer for value propositions addressed to customers, and producers must be ready to arrange the required value networks. Advanced robotics. Advanced robotics have long handled the dull, dirty, and dangerous jobs, and currently automates 10% of production tasks. Robots were often separated from people for safety reasons, but now A new generation of robots has come out of the cage and has 24-hour shifts, is working alongside human counterparts, increasing returns on investment, increase in Chinese demand, and advances in human to robot collaboration will increase the adoption of robotics up to 20 to 25% by 2030 in automotive and electronics industries. Adopting advanced robots and AI cloud boost productivity in many industries by 30%, while cutting labor cost by 18 to 33%. Advanced robotics will be yielding a positive economic impact of between 600 billion to 1.2 trillion by 2025. Enterprise wearables. Enterprise wearables, including augmented and virtual reality, makes a fast-growing market. Projects to grow from 700 million today to 5 billion by 2020, with the devices continuing to measure in terms of comfort, functionality, and safety. Pilot programmers of leading companies with such proven returns with up to 25% improvement in operator productivity and significant decreases in the time required for training and upskilling, as well as health and safety improvements. Connecting the unconnected with the Internet of Things will also save the times of the producers. And at last, 3D printing. 3D printing is the revolutionizing traditional production processes aided by recent surge in metal 3D printing capabilities. In the near term, 3D printing will be the best suited to industries where customization and time to market are key value drivers, typically with low volume, high value parts such as aerospace and healthcare. Today and for the foreseeable future, the economics and industry dynamics will not support 3D printing replacing conventional manufacturing for a long production runs, and for mass localization and production footprints nearer to the consumers. World Economic Forum 2017.
And as these points have already been mentioned before, that innovation is frequently studied in relation to productivity and competitiveness, because these notions appear strongly interrelated. For example, technology and innovation may influence the economies of scale, the timing of process, the introduction of new methods, and thus affect the competitive advantage of the firm. So in general, innovative technology is considered as one of the principal drivers of competition, and which may affect the cost, position, and differentiation of the product. So I would like to add a few examples of companies that have attained competitive advantage through technology. Some technology companies have triggered a paradigm shift by impacting industries. For example, Apple, it changed the music and consumer electronic industry through its iPods, iPhones, AirPods, Mac, and other devices. Also, Uber changing the taxi business. Airbnb is changing the accommodation industry, and Amazon is changing the retail industry. Similarly, some companies have also created a new market industry within the industry they operate in through technology. For example, Google with its search engine for a better online experience, it's competing with Safari, Firefox, Explorer, etc. And it has also changed the advertising world with AdWords, and has also created an impact in a mobile car and utility industries, and many more. Facebook has established the social network market. WhatsApp has also established the personal communication market, and Steam has established the online market for licensing game. Another example would be Amazon, which success is largely due to its massive product selection and uh, ease and ease of use and convenience. And the introduction of the dashboard feature was extremely successful service innovation. The dashboard the dashboard is a small Wi-Fi connected device that allows customers to record household essentials with ease, and which work to improve the efficiency and ease of purchasing processes. Another example would be Procter and Gamble, which the company is known for its household cleaning products such as laundry detergent and um, its annual sale. Sorry, it sells. Sorry, it spends 2 billion annually on research and development um, and P&G uses its research budget to study its customer base intensely to understand not only what products would improve their lives, but also how they can access those products with the least possible friction. And due to which P&G is was one of the first adopters of Amazon Dash button system, which enabled customers to reorder products with the simple push of a button. And when consumer notice he or she is low on detergents, he can simply press the dash button attached to the washing machine and to get a new shipment within a couple of days from Amazon, and no computers or credit cards are needed for it. And this early integration sorry, this early integrate due to this early integration, P&G products accounted for about a third of all Amazon dash orders, which are placed approximately 4 times a minute. And so this is a huge win for P&G in terms of brand loyalty.
Technology strategy is the firm's approach to the development and use of technology. Although it contains the role of formal R&D organizations, it must also be broader because of the pervasive impact of technology on the value chain. Because of the power of technological change to influence industry structure and competitive advantage, a firm's technology strategy becomes an essential ingredient in its overall competitive strategy. Innovation is one of the principal ways of attacking well entrenched competitors. However, technology strategy is not only one element of overall value activities. Technological strategy designed to achieve uniqueness in product performance will lose much of its impact. For example, if a technically trained sales force is not available to explain the performance advantages to the buyer, and if the manufacturing process does not contain adequate provisions for quality control, technology strategy must address three broad issues, that is, what technologies to develop, whether to seek technological leadership in those technologies, and the role of technology licensing. Choices in each area must be based on how technology strategy can best enhance a firm's sustainable competitive advantage.
Innovation management refers to creating a new product, a new process, a new organization, or making methods by starting from an idea. It is a multi dimensional concept that includes knowledge, technology, people, vision, leadership, and organization structure. Succeed, all dimensions should be managed by proper strategies. proper strategies, companies should be open to innovative ideas and should create a mechanism that start with promoting human resources. In this way, innovative initiatives and the competitiveness of a company will increase rapidly. Therefore, an administrative structure should be built such as supportive new ideas and innovative tendencies. Furthermore, working conditions should be regulated accordingly. Technological development should be followed and uh, maximum maximum benefit from technology should be taken to innovative. Uh, at at this point, R&D activities should be invested should be continued. Using technologies compatible with existing system is also important in ensuring success, especially organization innovation in our participation of workers to the decision making process, and innovations enable easier adaptation of innovation within the organization. Restructuring and improvement of business process, implementation of new method, maintaining internal and external relations will become easier in this way. For realization of innovation in marketing, strategies should be focused on creating customer loyalty, satisfaction. The rapid technological change and market globalization have a great impact on business competitive environment and create a new possibilities for reinforcing in development of small and medium sized enterprises. Modern knowledge based economy can be said to comprise a wide variety of financial and production method. Creativity and innovation, expertise and high efficiency of human resource, non-compliance with the rule of competition is to be removed. Competition therefore is no longer viewed at a national or international level, but today is recognized as having a global dimension as well. According to the European Union policies aim to ensure not only more favorable environment for SME setups, but also further developed of existing small and medium-sized enterprises and achievement of competitive advantage of European single market. Moreover, the strategies of a new 2014 2000 20 programming period trends to focus on the European market economy for the 21st century and identify the main priorities towards the achievement of smart, sustainable, and uh, inclusive growth. Inclusive growth Accomplishing those priorities will be possible through the help of a competitive small and medium-sized enterprises, which amount for the largest share among the enterprises consisting the nation, region, and European economy. This result in enhancing the interest to examine and disclose the different aspects and encouraging the research for novel managerial approach to boost the SME's competitiveness.
Adding to what my friend just talked about, now I'd like to talk about innovation management practices for competitive advantage. Innovation management are managerial activities which the organizations carry out innovation under a controlled process of irregular and complex structure in order to adapt to the changes in internal and external environment. Hinter, Huber, and Liao Zhu claim that an innovative management system uses different policies and procedures to utilize resources in an effective way that help organizations to gain a sustainable competitive positions. As per Peter Drucker, the concept of innovation means process when used alone, but it means the control and management of innovation in implementation when the concept is used as innovation management. Porter in 1980 proposed that competitiveness of nation depends on the ability of an industry to innovate and improve, and that companies achieve competitive advantage only through innovation. Being able to offer better services that are faster, cheaper, and of higher quality has been seen as a source of competitive edge. Innovation management becomes essential for economic growth and sustainability of the companies. As such, different measures have been proposed and tested empirically to assess the degree of a company's innovative ability. Using resources effectively, meeting the changing market needs, and ensuring competitive advantage is only possible by forming compatible strategies with organization structure, logic, and culture in order to develop innovative skill, and by managing the innovation process effectively. For innovation management, there must be integrity and coherence among many areas. Factors such as organization culture, existing technology, human factor, team management, productivity, and research and development should be considered synchronously. To reach the objective, the process from emergence of innovation as an idea to commercialization and marketing needs to be managed correctly and efficiently. Chise, along with many scholars, developed an innovation audit model. This model tests a set of organizational innovation management good practices in order to determine the firm's innovation capabilities. This model is based in the exploration of key innovation processes, that is a new concept generation, new product development, process redefinition, and technology acquisition, along with other support activities like market focus, leadership and culture, resource allocation, and organizational systems. Similarly, we have A.T. Kearney's innovation house model. This model is one of the latest contribution about innovation management, which tests innovation practices according to four main focus areas, that is innovation strategy, innovation organization and culture, innovation lifecycle management, and its enabling factors.
Now that we've reached the conclusive phase of today's SLS, I would like to say that overall, all of this, following this innovative technology, and then adopting creative technology, all of this, and trying to gain competitive advantage to sustain the business, this contributes to incremental improvements. So Davila and others in 2012, in their book Making Innovation Work: How to Manage it, Measure it, and Profit from It, they talk about how innovation being an integral and fundamental part all business, and it is like very fundamental for all business and in every aspect of society. It can and should be managed to produce a stream of innovations that create value for the company in several ways. First, it provides incremental improvements to existing products and services that help maintain market share and support margins. For that reason, a large part of the innovation portfolio focuses on incremental innovations, but incrementalism does not provide significant growth. For that, companies need breakthrough and radical innovation that can change the rules of the game and produce the next new thing. Successful breakthroughs and radical innovations create new competitive and customer dynamics and drive significant growth. Combined in properly balanced portfolio, incremental breakthrough and radical innovations permit a company to weather the toughest economic conditions, sustain existing business, and continue to grow. Nestle, for example, is a company in which a breakthrough innovation, their product Nespresso, is a part of an innovation portfolio that includes internal incremental innovation of existing products, and that also seeks acquisitions to enter new categories and expand in different regions and distribution channels. So in conclusion, we can say that successful innovators have harnessed the power of combined technology and business innovation creativity. So the very best innovators also have a deep-seated culture of innovation. So successful companies construct the right mix of behaviors to foster both value creation that through creativity and value capture through disciplined commercialization. The right metrics and motivators are essential to generate and reinforce behaviors that allow both creativity and disciplined commercialization. So a culture that tolerates one without the other is not truly innovative. That's why executives have learned the importance of combining the strong innovation with operational excellence. And it is not sufficient to be good enough at one or the other. Success depends on a healthy mixture of the two. Thank you. And I would like to thank our facilitator and a module leader, Mr. Sunitra Pradhanang, for facilitating today's SLS.
So thank you so much, and very well said. Was a wonderful discussion that we have regarding this topic, which is which you have dealt very well. The organization achieving increased competitiveness, productivity, profitability by using technological innovation and adapting to creative technology. So some good points that I have noticed was you talked about the technological innovation and non-technical innovation, about technology innovation for competitiveness, very good examples that we have seen. And also so some of you have discussed on how this competitiveness, productivity, profitability are related. Yes, that is a very good point. And also like saving is earning. Some of the organization, they are using technology to mobilize the unutilized resources. As well as you talked about technologies which are breakthrough technologies which are helping for the competitiveness and productivity, like big data, cloud technologies, IoT, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, as well as you have talked about the innovation management activities. So there was a lot of things that had to be taken from this debate. Some of the improvement that I want to suggest is that some of the time a particular person is taking a lot of time, okay, for having their views, as well as taking a long time to explain one example also. Okay, so yes, you have talked about different productivity and profitability measures, and yes, to overview it, you can say that we can also see that the strategies that they are using. Okay, so it has to have, so for having this competitiveness and productivity by using the digital technological innovation and creative technology, you have to have a productivity output formula strategy, as well as how much the feedback is important. And nowadays we are talking about 360-degree feedback strategy as well. So any technology which is helpful in these 360-degree feedback can also help, as well as the time tracking and project management softwares. Okay, how important is it? And the productivity and competitiveness will be there if we check on our the control measures are the measures are done daily. Okay, so as well as it's not like we have a long interval of comparison and monitoring. Another thing is the innovation is, we are not talking about invention. Yes, technological breakthrough will be there, but it should be innovative, and it should add value to the customers. So customer satisfaction is must, and that was also discussed by one of your friend. That is a very important takeaway as well. If we talk about most innovative companies in 2020 by BCG, there was the first was Apple, then Google's Alphabet, Amazon, Microsoft, Samsung, Huawei, Alibaba, IBM, Sony, and Facebook. So we can see that the most of it, the innovative companies are the technological based companies. So it's very much important that and in this top 10 list, okay, you can see that the 10 list of the 50, okay, top 10, 7 are from technology and 3 are from the consumer goods. So how much technology is important, technological innovation is important, that we can see, as well as the country's support for the innovation, that is also very much required. The for these rating as well, the consider the global mind share. It's yes, you have to have focus on the technological innovation, but you have to have the global mind share, as well as the industry disruption. What kind of technology is it? And another thing, very important thing, is the value creation. How much value does it create to the customers, and how does it help in the customer satisfaction process? So this was a very good topic. I think this discussion will help you very much um, in your assignment, ES1 as well. So you can focus on that. And yes, and the debate was good. The topic that you have covered the topic, as well as have a lot of things that can be taken away from this debate. And I hope you will adopt it in your assignment as well. So thank you so much. Now stopping the recording. I'll stop the recording.